What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today I wanted to go ahead and revisit a game that I actually talked about on this channel a little while ago, but I know there's a ton of new faces over here, so I want to go ahead and discuss it again. And that game is called BattleBit. This game was phenomenal when I went ahead and first played it, but because of some major server problems and I would say some bugs and glitches, obviously, it's an indie game that was developed by one individual. Now, I do believe they got some more assistance for this game, so more people are working on the project, but this game was built from the ground up by one person. I gotta say, like I said in my initial playthrough, it was fantastic, but I wanted to go ahead, hop back on the servers and see how the game is living up today, see how it's getting polished off, and honestly let you guys know if it's even going to be coming out officially or if it's just going to be completely shut down. Now, if you do play this game, you already know that getting into the servers is pretty complex. They're always offline, the developers are constantly working on the game, but while they're working on the game, they shut the servers down. So it's tiny play sessions that happen here and there, and of course on the East Coast where I'm at, it's extremely early in the morning. Now, sometimes they get extended like they did the other day, so I can record this footage here. But to be honest with you, it's pretty rare for that to happen. So for the typical person out there who has to go to work or go to class or something of that sort, if you want to be able to play this game, you have to be in their servers between, usually 9 in the morning, sometimes 8 in the morning, up to around noon. And like I said, if you're working or if you have to go to school, that time frame is really rough if you want to go ahead and try this game out. So it's very complex to get into it. And for the majority of the people out there, unless you live in a different time zone, you might have to be a little bit more patient with this game. Maybe play it on the weekends when they have test servers out then. Or you sadly just have to wait until the game finally launches on Steam again. And I know you're probably thinking, why the hell would I wait for this game to launch? If, one, they took it off and only have tiny play sessions for us to actually get into, if they were very proud of the product, then they'll probably have the servers open all the time. And two, why would I wait for a product if it's that broken, if it's in a stage that it even needs to be taken into tiny play sessions? Well, I gotta go ahead and tell you, even though it sounds bad, trust me, this is a very passionate project. The developers love this game to the core, and it definitely shows. Look at the server browser. This is within every single play session that they have. Across the board, so many different time zones are completely filled to the brim with 200 plus players. That is absolutely insane. And once again, let me remind you, this is an indie developed project, starting off with only one developer, and it turned into this. And these high player count numbers are here for a reason. Trust me, the initial hype has already happened. This isn't the blow up phase. No, the blow up phase already happened. These are the hardcore fans who genuinely enjoy this overall experience and support it every step of the way. And it's so absolutely insane to see. Now, when it comes to actually playing the game, let me tell you, it's a lot more than the graphics. That's always the first thing that people think of when they see this title is, wow, it looks like Roblox, it looks like Minecraft, this isn't what I want. But trust me, I understand you want more of a Battlefield cinematic experience. But even with the graphics dumbed down, this game produces better team play, better action, more destruction, and more atmosphere than Battlefield 2042 could ever deliver. Every single time I go ahead and load up Battlefield 2042, it always seems like every man for themselves. And in the past, that has been the case, right? Medics not being medics, support players not dropping ammunition. Sometimes you get engineers who won't even shoot tanks, shoot jets out the sky, or even helicopters. On the rare occasion that will happen. But the mass majority of the time, you will always notice that you synchronize with your teammates, not just your squad mates, but the whole overall team. You guys all have the same objective in mind, to go ahead and try to conquer the battlefield. If it's conquest, get the majority of the flags, hold them, and try to trap down the enemies. If it's a breakthrough match or anything of that sort, rush, you have to either defend the objectives or attack the objectives. It's as simple as that. But at least you always knew that your team all had the same mindset and you all were going to have the same goals. Battlefield 2042, that's long gone. They're trying to turn us into, like I said, one-man armies, super soldiers, where we can do absolutely everything that a squad or a unit will be able to do as well. Well, in BattleBit, that classic Battlefield team play is 110% there. You will love it, I promise you. everybody is all synchronized, whether it's in your squad, whether it's in your team. No talking, no chatting, we're all just playing our own game. Yet everybody is so perfectly synchronized with the same goal of what we have to do. Even when we get pushed all the way back and we have to go back and capture our home base flag, we have a full squad going ahead and doing so. I don't know if it's because it's the player count, because obviously it's 100 plus players on each team, but I personally just think it's the way the game is designed. And don't even get me started on the variety in this game. The amount of content that one individual was able to produce compared to a AAA development team is honestly embarrassing. And you could tell me it's because, I don't care, the graphics, and I don't know what the hell the reasoning could be. But there's 300 people, or 300 plus people, I'm sorry, working on Battlefield 2042, and they produced less than one person in BattleBit. Now, there are tons of weapons that you can go ahead and choose between, with multiple different attachments for each and every gun. The map variety is absolutely insane. And guess what? You, the player, get the choice to choose whether you want to play daytime, nighttime, what type of game modes, without the lobbies disbanding. Literally, all the power is given to the consumer, not the developers. Not like in Battlefield 2042 where they decide your fate, they decide what lobby you're going in, they decide the map that you're going in, they decide everything. No, the power is to you, the player, and that's how it should always be. And on top of all of that, the class system. Yes, no specialist crap in this game. It's all about the classes, traditional Battlefield style. And you want to know what else is traditional in this game? The destruction. Yes, the destruction in this game is 10 times better than the destruction in Battlefield 2042. It's missing in every possible scenario in that game, and I know it's because the developers try to go ahead and put in 128 players on the engine that Battlefield 2042 is running on. It's a little difficult, I understand that, but honestly, as a design call, if they knew that having 128 players would reduce the destruction in the game, they should have definitely never went with that option. It should have stayed at 64 from the beginning to end. But at least in BattleBit, destruction is absolutely everywhere. Now, some surfaces, some locations you can't smash through, but the majority of all the buildings in this game, you can just obliterate. You can use your hammer as an assault player, and you can knock through actual walls and surfaces if you want to go on good flanks. If you have a rocket, you can blow massive holes in these walls. If you have a tank in certain scenarios, I believe there's tanks in the previous build. I haven't seen them just yet in the current build. I'm assuming it's because I didn't play on the maps. But if you have a tank, obviously, you could shoot through all the surfaces as well. It's insane, and it just adds to the atmosphere, the environment. Once again, something that Battlefield 2042 is drastically missing. Feeling like I'm actually in battle, in the shit, and we as a full team are trying to join forces to try to push back the enemies and win the overall battle. And also, in this game, they have squad points, something that I don't understand why they didn't transfer from Battlefield 5 over to 2042. I talked about this in the past, and it still pisses me off till this day because that drastically increased the team play. But squad points are basically points that you get when you and your squad work together to obtain goals, to actually capture flags, detonate objectives, whatever it is. If you complete it with your squad and your squad lead commands you in a good way by just marking off objectives, you will gain points that you could use towards supplies, maybe UAVs, or even, airstreaks, assault streaks, anything. It just gave us an incentive to work together, and it's missing out of Battlefield, but of course it's in BattleBit, and trust me, it definitely makes the team work 10 times harder as a unit. And of course, one of the most crucial things, the gunplay. And I gotta be honest, even though, like I said, the graphics are a tad bit off, it is oddly satisfying to engage in gunfights in this game. It just feels rewarding, it feels exciting, and there's always a thrill to be had. It just absolutely blew me away, and to come back to this game and see it still tugging along and looking 10 times better with performance and also the servers than it did day one, it truly shows me that this one individual, or maybe a few now, like I said, I think there's more people on the project, but like I said, it started off with one person. To see the passion put behind this game and to see that they actually care about it, they truly want to see it prosper, is just insane. I highly suggest checking it out. If you can get into the test servers, I will try getting in, and if you just have to patiently wait, then I think it's definitely worth the wait. When it finally comes out and everybody can get their hands on it, it's definitely going to be a top contender. It might not knock Battlefield out of the park, but it will definitely be up there, and it's definitely going to stay populated. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Bums, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, if you want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so: Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, if you want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.